Yo, what is going on everyone? Today I am bringing you a brand new video and it is going to be the next episode in my Football Manager 2016 player experiments video. Now today we are going to be looking at two players that I have transferred to Arsenal. As I mentioned in my last video, if you've not seen that, go and check it out. It was two players to Liverpool. It was Mario Götze and Marco Reus. But today we are focusing on Arsenal, so let's go and take a look at who the players are. Okay, so we've got two players moving to Arsenal. And the first one you can see at the top, the second one is down here. But we're going to start off with the first player, and it is Xhaka. I believe that's how you say his name. He is heavily linked with Arsenal right now. So obviously I thought, let's just test it out and see what happens. He's obviously moved from Borussia Mönchengladbach to Arsenal now. There's no transfer fee on here because I just moved him over. But obviously it'll be quite a high fee because this player is highly regarded around Europe. But that's the first player, as you can see, 22 years of age, centre defensive mid, centre mid type of player. And then the second player, he's always linked with Arsenal, and it's a bit of a joke one because you just don't think it's going to happen. I don't think it'll happen. However, every single transfer window, his name is always mentioned with Arsenal. As you can see, it is Karim Benzema, the centre forward. Obviously, from Real Madrid moving to Arsenal. We're going to jump 3 years into the future in today's video. We're going to go 1 year at a time and see how they develop over them 3 years. We're going to start off though and jump into 2016. Okay, so we are 1 year into the future. As you can see, it is June 2016. And we're just going to look at the average match ratings for these guys a bit more in depth, you know, in their stats and so on. How Arsenal done on a whole and so on, and then we'll move on from there. Now, I've sorted this by average match rating. And surprisingly, Benzema is actually quite far down with a 7.14. And then Xhaka is even further down with a 6.96. We'll start off with Benzema though. Let's just take a look at his stats. So he made 46 appearances in total in all competitions, one being a substitute appearance, scoring 18 goals, getting 2 penalties, 5 assists. He didn't actually get any player of the matches. And as you can see, as I've just said, a 7.14 average match rating, even though it's a 7.15 up there. But yeah, it's not too bad to be fair. Obviously that 7.15 is in the league. You'd probably expect a bit more from Karim Benzema. As you can see, going back to his Real Madrid days, he got 15 and 29, 17 and 35, and so on. You know, his record's been better before, you know, when he moved to Real Madrid. Even when you go back as far as Lyon, 20 and 36 games with 17 goals. So in my opinion, he'll probably be a bit disappointed with that. Let's just move on to the other lad, Xhaka. Whereabouts is he? He's actually wanted by a club, so that's one thing we do need to note. But let's see, he has a 6.96 average match rating in all competitions, 6.94 in the Premier League. Them stats aren't too bad considering he's a centre defensive midfielder. Let's just take a look. Wow, actually, that's pretty appalling. So he actually made 8 starting appearances over the full year, 34 substitute appearances. He scored 7 goals, got 5 assists, 1 player of the match, 3 yellow cards. Wow, 6.96. So I want to look at this from 2 ways. Firstly, Arsenal didn't play him. And then secondly, he got them stats of coming off the bench. Like, he's come off the bench 34 times, but he still managed to score 7, get 5 assists and all that from centre defensive mid. That's pretty impressive. I know it doesn't look great for him, but obviously as a substitute, that's pretty impressive. You've got to admit that, so no wonder another team is after him. I wonder where Arsenal actually played him, because he can actually play centre attack and mid. If I go to Arsenal's schedule, and I wouldn't even know what game to look for. Let's just go Stoke at our home, I suppose. He came on in the 74th minute. I couldn't even tell you who he came on for there, but he's like a centre mid or a centre attacker mid, so maybe that is why he did score some goals. Maybe they didn't actually play him in that centre defensive mid role. As for Arsenal on a whole though, they did actually finish 3rd in the Premier League, only 8 points behind the winners Manchester City, so not too bad, 83 points. They were well clear of Liverpool and 5th, so obviously they were quite comfortably in the Champions League, 10 points clear there. So it's not a too bad season for Arsenal as a whole, but for the two players, they probably wish they could have done better. We're going to jump 1 more year into the future now, into 2017, and see how they've developed. Okay, so we are 1 year into the future, and as you can see, we've started on the transfer page. You're probably wondering why, but that is because Xhaka actually left Arsenal for Chelsea in the January window for £7 million. So it's going to be a bit of a confusing one, this, but we'll start off with him because he is the confusing one. Go into his history. So this season for Arsenal, he made 3 appearances, 4 in all competitions, as you can see here, 6 international ones as well. He scored 1 goal, got 1 assist, and he actually had a 7.22 average match rating, which isn't too bad. Then he made his move over to Chelsea for £7 million, and wow, I'm looking at that. He made 1 start in all competitions, 16 coming off the bench, got 1 assist, 1 yellow card, and a 6.59 average match rating. I think it's quite safe to say that his time in England has not been a great one. Let's just check on Karim Benzema and see if his has been any different. There he is. We'll click on him, go to his history. Okay, so I can actually confirm Benzema's had a bit of a better season. As you can see down here, 44 starts, 1 coming off the bench, 21 goals, 3 of them of penalties, scoring all 3, which he actually taken, 2 assists, 3 player of the match awards this year, and a 7.09 average match rating. As for the Premier League, he got 3 more goals in 3 less appearances than last season, so obviously he is improving in the Premier League. So he does seem to have settled down a bit more. Let's just check how Arsenal actually done as a whole. While they finished 5th this year, Chelsea, obviously who Xhaka moved to, coming 2nd, but Arsenal in 5th. They were actually 5 points off the Champions League, but they were also 5 points off 3rd place. They ended up being 14 points behind the winners, so a disappointing season for Arsenal. Let's just jump 1 more year into the future and see how Benzema finishes out this save. Okay, so we are in our final year, and as you can see, Benzema is still at Arsenal. He completed the full season. 40 appearances, 3 of which being substitutes. 17 goals, 3 from 3 in penalties yet again. 2 assists, 1 player of the match, 6.06 average match rating. A bit lower for the league, as you can see, 6.98. It's not the best, and he actually only scored 11 goals in 31 appearances in the league. Benzema's time in England, for me, didn't work out great. That's just my opinion. I think he probably would have liked to have done better. Let's just see how Arsenal done on a whole this year, and they've done even worse. As you can see, they finished 6th. They were a point behind Liverpool in 5th. They were 8 points off the top 4. And they ended up finishing, what would that be, 15 points behind the leaders, Manchester United. Just out of curiosity, I'm actually going to go and take a look at how Xhaka is doing at Chelsea to see if he's still there. He might not be. I'm just going to take a quick look. He isn't. He's not actually there. So let's go to their transfer history. They've obviously sold him. I can't see his name on this list. Where is he? They've sold a lot of players, Chelsea. There he is. He's gone to Napoli for £5.25 million. And yeah, he's not doing great there either, to be fair. So I think maybe moving Xhaka away from Borussia Mönchengladbach didn't work out great for him, so I apologise to him. And Benzema obviously didn't really take to the Premier League as well as most people would have thought. But that is all for this video. Hope you have enjoyed. I'm not going to tell you who the next one's going to be. It's going to be a bit of a surprise. I do have a lot more player experiments to do though. If you are enjoying this series, do let me know. Drop a like on the video. It is always much appreciated, guys. Until next time, goodbye.